Monster Sanctuary is another take on the Metroidvania genre, with the addition of monster or pet battles. The main focus is the pet battles and managing your monster inventory. It's not a large inventory, it's just an inventory of monsters. The world is filled with these monsters. There's almost a mob of them on every screen. Getting monsters isn't too difficult either. All it takes is hatching an egg which drops from them. You're given the opportunity to construct your perfect monster team. The game starts by having you select one of the 4 starting monsters from your family's house. I am too getting the vibes from Pokemon. You know how hard it is not to mention Pokemon in a game with monster battles? Real tough, okay? But can anyone tell me what happened to Monster Rancher? Not sure I can count the re-releases on the Switch since they're only in the Japanese store. Anyway, you begin your journey of becoming a monster keeper on the Keeper's Trail. The goal is to find and defeat champion monsters to rise up the ranks to become a Keeper Master. You search through every screen of the world looking for more and more powerful monsters. As a Metroidvania, you will be locked out of progressing without having an ability to pass it. Raising your team of monsters to take on the world is the best part of the game, but it's also the most complex. If you're considering Monster Sanctuary, then you need to get excited about managing and battling your pets since it's the largest part of the game. It takes the most time. There are skills, items, food, and different monster types. Now their type is key to battles and even to the platforming, but we'll get to that soon. What you need to know now is choosing the correct type of monster to take into battle is so important since they each have different element attacks they're strong or weak against, even down to physical versus magic ones. Let me give you an example. My starting choice for monster has fire and earth attacks, but is weak against wind and earth. It's critical to select monsters with attacks strong against the enemy, and, if you can manage it, strong against their attacks. Collecting monsters and having a diverse team is essential. The first thing you'll need to manage with your team is the skill points. Each monster has their own skill tree with one branch for each skill. However, the further you go down, the more mana the skill costs. Also, there are other bonuses scattered around the tree to power up the monster. This leaves room for some creativity as you get to choose where the monster is powerful. Do you choose to pump up the healing skill? If you do that, you might need to worry about mana. Or is having every skill unlocked a better option? Well, it's up to you to decide. Next up, you'll have to equip your monsters with gear. They each can wear 1 weapon and 3 accessories. The system is simplistic but well implemented. A lot of items drop and you'll need to compare them, so it's good the interface is so good. You should keep in mind that upgraded versions drop that you need to switch out. For example, if you have a bracelet equipped, you should make sure you didn't pick up a bracelet +1 since it's a straight upgrade. You'll always want to do that. Finally, let's talk about battles. You'll be encountering one on almost every section of the map. It's a turn-based system that will feel natural to anyone who has played an RPG before. All monsters on your team take a turn, then the enemy takes theirs. Normally the battles are 3 versus 3 unless you're fighting a more powerful champion monster. For the most part you can do whatever you want unless you jacked up the cost of your skills. Running out of mana isn't a huge issue, but it does get a little weird if you do run out. There's a somewhat hidden option to perform a normal attack, and the damage over time spells are really powerful too, since there ends up being many turns in a battle. The most unique feature of the fights is the combo meter. The higher it is, the harder your monsters hit. It's a good system to avoid punishing the player for taking healers. If they attack first with their weaker attacks, your stronger monster attacks will make up for it. Attacking in the wrong order is something I did often, and the game doesn't punish you too much. This can be avoided by choosing your monsters for battle in the order you want them to attack. Those battles are the focus of Monster Sanctuary, but considering the Metroidvania tag, there is platforming. I don't have much else to say otherwise. It's there. As I alluded to earlier, the game incorporates monsters into the platforming. A really fun feature, specifically when the bird carries you. It's like Sonic and Tails. While the other monsters aren't as cool, sorry monsters, they do bring their powers into the world. For example, creating a stone block or attacking to open up a secret passageway. Keep in mind going fast isn't the goal, and there are few fast travel crystals. Also, there are monsters on every screen, so you have a high chance of fighting low-level monsters while backtracking. Time for the options menu, and not much to see here. At least they allow you to speed up the combat, and even at 1.5, it's probably too slow. You can rebind the keys, but only for a keyboard. A controller works and it's my preferred method, but the game expects you to use a keyboard. Standard audio options. Really wish these were sliders instead. I have no idea what the alternative battle theme is. Not much to see on the video options since the game is 2D. At least when you pick the resolution, it shows an entire list of choices. This is great. Overall, Monster Sanctuary is good if your focus is managing, training, and battling monsters. If that's what you want, then I do highly recommend it. It's much more casual than something like Hollow Knight, and gamers looking for a real challenge with hardcore platforming should look elsewhere.